Welcome to the Montana Volleyball Press Conference. We've got head coach Allison Lawrence and senior Ginny Pace with us today. Coach, we'll start with you. A perfect weekend on the road, 2 sweeps over Eastern and Idaho. First off, just kind of how good did that feel, and can you kind of talk us through the changes that were made before that match and in the coming weeks that's really kind of turned the season around a bit?
Yeah, it was super fun. I was really proud of the team for, I think, yes, our execution, but our mentality going into Eastern. We always have specific scouts and prepare in specific ways for opponents, obviously, but I think we just attacked that scout and that plan in a really mature way, a really hungry way, in a really joyous way too, to where we went. It just felt like light even going into the match, and not in a like this doesn't matter way. It just felt confident and loose and fun, and that's when I think this team is at their best. So it was fun to see that. And then we had across the board performances that were strong, and then a couple performances that were like lights out. And I think when you have that, we have so many weapons that we're a tough team to beat when we're in that gear. So that was fun. And I think the lineup change, to your question, has provided just options. I think 5-1, 6-2. There were some benefits and some strengths in the 5-1, but I think the 6-2 has allowed us to have variations in our offense and put different arms in different places without having to do a lot of subbing, when things don't go well. So I think that's allowing us to bounce back, to go on big runs, and just to have kind of points happening and scoring happening from all kinds of places on the floor, which has been really fun. So yeah, it's exciting.
And Ginny, kind of taking a look ahead at this week, senior night on Saturday. Obviously, this is a great group that you've got. Kind of what are the emotions and how fun has it been to be a part of this unit?
Yeah, it's amazing. It was super fun over the weekend, just like getting those 2 wins and like pretty easily. I mean, we swept them both, and yeah, I'm excited for senior night and just celebrating it and soaking it all in, and I'm excited for these next 2 games too.
To kind of piggyback off that, Allison, just senior night in this class and, kind of leading into this week, just what is the emotions like when you go into a senior night week and, another home stand here as the season winds down? Yeah.
I think I'm generally a mess like most of the week. I think that's fair to say. And the team knows that. But I think what I love about senior week is just you kind of have, it all comes into perspective. On the one hand, you're looking at just this weekend and everything we have to do to extend our season and make the tournament and all this stuff. And then you also have the sort of long view of who these people are. And it's just so cool to like go back and forth through both lenses and just see the growth. So I think you're not in coaching unless you love watching people grow. And so I think this weekend it kind of smacks you in the face. And this happens regardless of what I do, how much I sleep, or how much I exercise. It just like hits me like a ton of bricks because some really cool people are like going out into the world. So this is just what happens. Thanks for asking.
I don't blame you at all. I think it's 3 of the last 4 this team's won, obviously, and then the road trip too. So I just speak to, I guess, maybe kind of finding the stride right now and getting ready for that, trying to get into the conference tournament and kind of getting hot at kind of the right time right now.
Yeah, it's really fun to see. I think it was such a big trust moment, and Oli said that in the locker room after our match against ISU that we lost in the 5th, but still kind of had this breakout feel of a match with a very different lineup that required a lot of just memorization of different overlaps and things and different routes and stuff for all positions. And it was just a big trust moment where coaches said, okay, we're trying a very different plan. We have 1 day to practice it, and then we're taking this against ISU, and the team just owned it and has ever since. And so I think the trust between the staff and our athletes and athletes to staff of we're going to do whatever it takes to be our best team and do what we need to do now to win. So it just feels really good. We feel very unified, and we're playing really well. So I'm excited to see how that continues to grow throughout the last 2 weeks of conference.
And Ginny, similar question, just obviously kind of hitting the stride right now, winning those games and getting the road sweep, which I feel like is huge, especially because the tournament will be on the road. Just speak to, I guess, the team getting that done and maybe building some confidence at the right time.
Yeah, I feel like we're definitely peaking where we should, and I don't know, that's such a cool feeling because, like, we're going into this week and it's going to be tough, but last year, like, we beat both of those teams out, or no, it was 5. Last year was SAC?
Yes.
Anyway,
Right.
I just feel like there's, like, a lot of confidence going into this week, and, like, we know what we have to do, and, like, all of the emotions just kind of builds that too.
Ginny, coach, and all the other players that have come all year have talked about how, kind of close the team is and how good the chemistry is. And obviously you have a coach that is showing that she, cares about you guys. Like, I guess, like, what's that like playing in a program that is tight-knit like that?
It's such a cool experience. I feel like these coaches and these people have really, like, made me a better person. And, like, I don't know, I've grown so much in this program, and I wouldn't have been able to without people like them. And yeah, I'm just so grateful to know them and be a part of their lives.
And I know for, like, you and kind of the upperclassmen, you obviously don't want to, mail in the season when it wasn't going well. But what does it say about some of the younger players that, it would have been easy to kind of be like, whatever down the rest of the season. But to now, like, to kick it into the gear that they did, like, what does that say about the team?
I think first of all, I think they really care for, like, our group as seniors, and, like, they want to win it for themselves or, like, work harder and, whatever, but they also, like, know that we want to have a really good season and, like, we want to peak right now. And yeah, I think we're all just kind of on the same page, which, yeah, couldn't be the case. So.
And then, Coach, you said, kind of playing free and, like, I don't know, with house money or however you want to phrase it. But now that there is senior night, you have a postseason berth, like, things that are on the horizon. Like, how do you keep the free-flowing play going and not get tight with things on the line?
Yeah, I think the strength of this group is in kind of the mindset for them where there's a lot on the line, which there is, but also, like, we're going to all have each other's backs if it doesn't go the way we want it to. So there's that I'm risking it and I'm going for it, but also, like, we have the group to fall back on in times of disappointment. And I think if we can just be there, to me, that's where gratitude and joy and just the love of competing are, because you're not risking this devastation. It's devastating, of course, but it's like, I don't know, we know what we mean to each other, and I think there's safety in that, and then I think from that place you can just play free. So we have a senior class that really does that well and teaches from that place and leads from that place. So I think you're going to see a team that's just really eager to love playing together for as long as possible, and to love playing our best volleyball of the year. So yeah, I'm excited to watch.
Coach, you're playing SAC. They got reigning Big Sky Player of the Week, Bridget Smith. I'm just, basketball, football, you can kind of game plan, double up guys to take out their best offensive weapons. In volleyball, how do you go about that?
I think from a variety of places, and Bridget's a outstanding attacker and player just in general. And I think when you look at a team like SAC, they have weapons in a lot of areas and a lot of arms that we're going to need to slow down. And we look at Bridget the same, where she has her tendencies, but I think can our complete game, can our serving game, can our blocking game, can our defensive game slow her down enough to allow our offense to overtake the match? Because regardless of who we slow down, we're not going to win unless we're getting so many kills a set and kind of doing well statistically on our own side. So that's the plan. And she's a championship player for sure, and it's fun. I think that raises the level of the game on both sides, and we're going to demand her best, and I think that's all you can do, and then you take your chances and you go.